After 60, many people believe that walking every day is enough to stay strong and independent. And yes, walking is good, but it is not complete. In fact, if it's the only thing you do, you could be leaving 3 key areas of your body completely unprotected. That's why so many active people, who walk daily, still have difficulty getting up from a chair, lose their balance easily, or become increasingly dependent on support to move. It's not a lack of effort, it's a lack of the right stimulus. The good news is that this can be changed. You don't need a gym, equipment, or complicated routines. Just 3 exercises, 15 minutes, 3 times a week can make a real difference in your strength, balance, and independence. Stay with me because by the end you'll have a clear plan to start today. And if you are over 60, or love someone who is, pay attention to exercise number 3, because it could be the difference between living independently at 80, or not. Walking is excellent, and you should keep doing it, because it helps your heart, your mind, and keeps you active, but here comes the uncomfortable truth that almost no one tells you: it is not enough to protect your body after 60. Many people believe that by going out for a walk every day they are already doing the right thing, but while they take those steps, they are silently losing something much more important: strength. After the age of 60, the body can lose between 3% and 8% of muscle mass per decade, and the most concerning part is that this loss is not always noticeable until it already affects your daily life. You start to feel that getting up from a chair is harder, that climbing stairs requires more effort, that you need to hold on to something to maintain balance, and you don't understand why, if you stay active. Walking can slow down that process a bit, yes, but it does not stop it or reverse it. And here is the problem: muscle is not maintained with light and repetitive movement, but with stimulus. It needs to be challenged, it needs to work against resistance, it needs to step out of comfort. Without that stimulus, the body goes into energy-saving mode and begins to weaken little by little. And the most dangerous part is that this process doesn't hurt, doesn't warn you, it simply progresses, until one day you realize that you no longer have the same capacity as before. But that's not all, because walking also fails at something critical: real balance. When you walk, you do it in a straight line, on flat and predictable surfaces, in an environment your body already knows. But life doesn't work that way. Falls don't happen in perfect conditions, they happen when you step on an edge incorrectly, when the ground is uneven, when someone accidentally bumps into you, or when you react late. And walking does not train that ability to react, to stabilize yourself, to regain control in milliseconds. Added to this is another key factor that almost no one mentions: bone health. Your bones need impact and load to stay strong, they need to feel a challenge to maintain their density, and walking, although healthy, is too gentle to generate that stimulus. The result is a dangerous combination: less muscle, poorer balance, and more fragile bones. That's why we see so many people who walk every day and still suffer falls, hip fractures, or a progressive loss of independence. It's not a lack of discipline, it's not a lack of desire, it's a lack of a complete approach. But here comes the important part: this is not inevitable. You are not condemned to lose strength or stability with age. Your body is still adaptable, it still responds when you give it the right stimulus. And the best part is that you don't need complicated routines or hours of training. You just need to cover those 3 gaps that walking leaves behind. The solution is simpler than you think, and you can start today. Exercise 3. Seated band pull-aparts. If you look around, you will notice a pattern that repeats in many older adults: shoulders slouched forward, head pushed forward, and a back that becomes increasingly hunched. And although many attribute it to the passage of time, the reality is something much more important: this is not aging, it is adaptation. For years, sometimes decades, the body gets used to sitting, to looking down at a phone, to working in front of a screen, to always moving forward and almost never backward. That imbalance creates a body that closes, where the chest muscles shorten and the back muscles weaken, pushing your posture forward without you realizing it. But this not only affects how you look, it affects how you function. A hunched posture compresses your lungs, which reduces your ability to breathe deeply and, therefore, your daily energy. It also alters your center of gravity, making your balance more unstable and increasing the risk of falls. It can even create constant tension in the neck and lower back, causing discomfort that many people normalize without knowing there is a solution. In other words, it's not just aesthetics, it's functionality, it's mobility, it's quality of life. And here is the key point: walking, by itself, does not correct this. Walking continues to reinforce the same forward pattern, without activating the muscles you need to open the body and regain a strong and stable posture. That's why this exercise is so important, because it works exactly where you need it most and on what almost no one trains. Seated band pull-aparts are one of the simplest and most effective ways to reset your posture, restoring to your body the balance it has lost over time. To do it, sit on a firm chair with your feet well supported on the ground, keeping your back straight but without rigidity. Hold an elastic band, or even a towel if you don't have a band, with both hands in front of you at chest height. From there, slowly open your arms like wings, moving your hands out to the sides while squeezing your shoulder blades together intentionally, as if you wanted to hold a pencil between them. Hold that contraction for 1 second and then return in a controlled manner to the starting position. It may seem like a simple movement, but if you do it correctly, you will feel deep work in the middle of your back, right where you need it most. Here, the details are everything. Keep your chin aligned, don't push it forward. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, and focus on the movement coming from your back, not your arms. Start with 2 sets of 10 repetitions, then progress to 3 sets of 12, and when you feel stronger, slow down the movement to increase intensity: 3 seconds opening, 2 seconds holding, 3 seconds returning. The best thing about this exercise is that it is accessible, adaptable, and easy to integrate into your daily routine. You can even do it while watching television. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. Over time, this movement can transform how you stand, how you breathe, and how you move. Because when your posture improves, everything improves. You feel more upright, more stable, more confident. And that, more than anything else, is what helps you maintain your independence over the years. Exercise 2. Heel raises. Do a quick test right now. Stand behind a chair, lightly rest your hands, and rise up onto your toes. Stay there for a second, and then slowly lower down. Did you feel stable or did you hesitate a bit? That small sensation says everything. Most people over 60 have weakness in their ankles and calves without knowing it, and that's where one of the greatest risks of aging begins: falls. Because before a fall happens, there is a key moment when your body tries to correct itself, a small imbalance, a misstep, uneven ground. And in that instant, your ankles are the first line of defense. They are the ones that react in milliseconds to stabilize you, to adjust your posture and prevent you from losing control. The problem is that if those muscles are not trained, that reaction is not enough. And this is where walking, although useful, falls short. Walking works in a straight line, in a repetitive and predictable pattern, but it does not specifically strengthen that ability to respond quickly and in a controlled way that you need when something unexpected happens. That's why we see so many active people who, even walking every day, still trip, lose stability, or need to rely on support more and more. It's not a lack of movement, it's a lack of specific training. And most importantly, this weakness does not appear overnight. It builds slowly over the years, until one day it shows up as a fall that could have been avoided. The good news is that it can also be reversed, and faster than you imagine, if you give your body the right stimulus. Heel raises are one of the simplest and most powerful tools to strengthen that foundation that supports your entire body. To do them correctly, stand with your feet hip-width apart, place your hands gently on the back of a chair, only for balance, not for support, and slowly rise onto your toes in about 2 seconds. Hold that top position for 1 second, feeling the activation in your calves, and then lower in a controlled manner over 3 seconds. That slow descent is key, because that is where you truly develop strength and control. It's not about going up and down quickly, it's about teaching your body to move with precision. Avoid locking your knees, don't grip the chair tightly, and focus on maintaining balance throughout the entire movement. Start with 2 sets of 10 repetitions, then progress to 3 sets of 12, and when you feel more confident, try doing it on one leg to increase the challenge. This exercise takes less than 5 minutes, but its impact is enormous. Over time, you will notice that you feel steadier when walking, more stable when climbing stairs, more confident when moving on uneven surfaces. And that sense of stability is not only physical, it is also mental. It gives you back confidence. Because when you know your body can respond, you move more freely, without that silent fear of losing your balance. And in the end, that is what truly makes the difference, not only avoiding falls, but regaining the confidence that your body is prepared to support you with every step you take. Exercise 1. Wall push-ups. This is, without a doubt, the exercise that most people overlook, and also one of the most important for maintaining independence after 60. Because when people talk about active aging, they almost always think about walking, staying in motion, not sitting still. But there is one capacity that is rarely trained and yet defines your autonomy in daily life: upper body pushing strength. It is that strength you use when you get up from a chair using your arms, when you rise from bed, when you push a heavy door, or when you try to stop your body if you lose your balance forward. And here is the detail many don't consider: that strength not only helps you perform tasks, it can be the difference between preventing a fall or not. As the years go by, the body tends to lose strength in the upper body if it is not trained specifically, because in daily life we use that pushing capacity less and less. And walking, although excellent for the cardiovascular system, barely involves these muscles. The result is that many people reach a point where their legs still respond, but their arms no longer have enough strength to help them in critical moments. This creates a progressive dependence, first subtle, needing to rely more on support, and then more evident. But the most concerning part is that this loss doesn't feel like a problem until it is. Until you need that strength and it simply isn't there. That's why this exercise is not optional, it is essential. It is a direct way to train a capacity that literally supports your independence. Wall push-ups are an accessible, safe, and extremely effective version of a fundamental movement: pushing. To perform them, stand facing a wall, with your feet shoulder-width apart and about an arm's length away. Place your hands on the wall at chest height, keeping your arms extended and your body aligned from head to heels, like a plank. From that position, lean slowly toward the wall over 2 to 3 seconds, bending your elbows while keeping your body straight, and then push back in about 2 seconds until you return to the starting position. It may seem simple, but when done correctly, it activates your chest, shoulders, arms, and core at the same time. Here, the details make all the difference. Avoid bending at the waist, don't let your hips sag, keep your elbows at an angle of about 45 degrees, neither fully flared nor tucked into your body, and above all, don't do it fast. Real strength is built in control. Start with 2 sets of 8 repetitions close to the wall to make the movement easier, then progress to 10 repetitions, and as you gain strength, step a little farther away from the wall to increase resistance. Over time, you can use a lower surface, like a table or countertop, to continue challenging your body. The most powerful thing about this exercise is that it adapts to you, no matter your starting level. And with consistent practice, you will begin to notice changes that go beyond exercise. Getting up will be easier, you will feel more confident moving, and you will have greater control over your body in everyday situations. Because in the end, it's not just about doing more repetitions, it's about regaining the ability to trust your own body, to know that you have the strength needed to support yourself, react, and remain independent at every stage of your life. Most people fail not because of a lack of intention, but because of a lack of clarity. They have the motivation, they know they should move, they even go for walks every day, but they don't have a concrete plan that targets what really matters. And without a plan, everything becomes inconsistent, improvised, and, in the end, ineffective. That's why this approach works. It is simple, repeatable, and designed to cover exactly what your body needs after 60. You don't need to train every day, nor spend hours exercising. In fact, more is not better here, better is better. You only need 2 days a week, for example Monday and Thursday, to specifically work on the 3 pillars that sustain your independence: stability, posture, and functional strength. On those days, you will perform 3 sets of heel raises, 3 sets of band pull-aparts, and 3 sets of wall push-ups. Nothing more. It is a block of approximately 15 minutes that, if done well, has more impact than hours of unfocused activity. This type of routine works because it gives your body a clear and sufficient stimulus, followed by the necessary time to recover and adapt. And it is in that adaptation where real change happens: more strength, more control, more confidence in your movement. This is not about exhausting yourself, but about building capacity. And when you repeat this process week after week, the results begin to accumulate in a way that surprises. What feels challenging today, in a few weeks becomes natural. What today requires concentration soon becomes confidence. But there is one element that makes the difference between simply moving and truly becoming more stable: balance. That's why, on alternate days, you will add something very simple but incredibly powerful: single leg balance. Stand on one foot for 20 to 30 seconds, switch sides, and repeat 3 times. It may seem basic, but this exercise trains something that almost no one works on directly: your ability to stabilize yourself in real conditions. And this is key, because in daily life you are rarely perfectly balanced on both feet. You step up onto a stair, change direction, react to a stumble, and in all those moments you depend on your ability to support yourself on one leg. Practicing it improves your coordination, activates deep muscles that are not worked with traditional movements, and, most importantly, trains your nervous system to react faster and with greater precision. Meanwhile, you can, and should, keep walking. Walking is still excellent for your heart, your circulation, and your mental well-being. But now there is a big difference: you no longer depend only on walking. Now you are covering the gaps that were previously neglected. You are strengthening your ankles to respond better to imbalances, you are correcting your posture to move more efficiently, and you are developing strength in your upper body to support yourself in key situations. This is the point where everything comes together. It is no longer just exercise, it is strategy. It is training with intention. And when you do that, you not only stay active, you become more capable, more resilient, and much more independent over time. Instead of thinking about a single case, think about what is happening every day with thousands of people after 60. Active people, who walk, who believe they are doing the right thing, but who little by little begin to lose strength, balance, and confidence without realizing it. And when they discover this type of approach, simple, specific, and effective, many come to the same conclusion: it wasn't a lack of effort, it was a lack of direction. In a matter of weeks, they begin to feel more stable, more confident, more capable in everyday movements that used to be difficult. Not because they are doing more, but because they are doing the right things. And that changes everything. Because the body does not respond to age, it responds to the stimulus it receives. So do this right now. Before closing this video, perform one single set of each exercise. Just one. Not tomorrow, not later, today. Prove to yourself that you can start. Then, give this video a like, subscribe for more content about health and longevity explained in a simple way, and share it with someone over 60 in your life. It could be a parent, a friend, or a neighbor. That small gesture could make a big difference in their future. Now yes, get up, start, and do your first set. Your body is ready. Your body and your health will thank you. Thank you for watching this video and see you soon.